Welcome to Fish on Fridays. I'm Al McCauley, and today I'm going to talk to you about yet another early church martyr. They're legion. We have so many of them in our church, and I certainly don't want to make light of them because they're real people who suffered great torment in a time when being a Christian was basically a death sentence, and we're very fortunate that we don't live in those times today, at least not in our country. So today I want to talk to you about the virgin martyr named Dorothy, Saint Dorothy, whose feast we remember every year on February 6th. Now, on a personal note, my godmother and my aunt was named Dorothy, and so this is her patron saint. She passed on several years ago, but I guess I could dedicate this episode in the memory of my Aunt Dorothy. Anyway, February 6th, we remember this great saint, and we don't know much about her life. In fact, we know so little about her life, she's considered apocryphal. I've used that word in other episodes. Apocryphal basically means that we don't have a lot of their history. We don't know enough about them to know what's real and what's not. So much is based in legend. And because we don't have good sources of information, in 1969, the Catholic Church decided to take certain saints off of the liturgical calendar. It doesn't mean we can't pray to them or have a devotion to them. We certainly can, but they're not going to have the same elevated status as they did before. And so if you look on the liturgical calendar for February 6th, you might not see Dorothy's name because of that. However, she is still somebody that I would suggest is real and somebody we can learn from based on what we do know about her, little information that it is. So what we do know is that, like many virgin martyrs of her time, she is going to refuse to be married to a Roman either politician, a nobleman, or an officer in the army. Somebody wanted to court her and marry her. And she's going to die because she's going to refuse to do this. She's going to refuse to worship the Roman idols, and she is going to refuse marriage and to give up her Christianity. So this is right around the year 313, so early 4th century, and she's oftentimes called Dorothy of Caesarea, which was a city in Cappadocia. Now, all of that to say that it's in present-day Turkey. Okay, so that's where we're looking at. The thing that really sticks out about her story is this legend that when she was being taken to her place of execution, there was somebody in the crowd, a lawyer, in fact, a Roman lawyer named Theophilus. Ironic name because Theophilus literally from the Greek means friend of God. But anyway, Theophilus was a pagan. He was not a Christian, and he jeered and made fun of Christians. And so when he sees Dorothy being carted off to her place of execution, the story is that he jeers her, he yells at her, and he says, hey, you know, you're going to this garden of paradise when you die and you meet your bridegroom. Hey, while you're at your garden, why don't you send me some flowers and some fruit? And he laughs and he mocks her because of this. Well, the story is that as she's taken up to the place of her execution, she prayed for this. She prayed for the ability for God to send him fruit and flowers so that this man, Theophilus, would know that God was real. And she's executed, but an angel did deliver on the promise. And a basket appeared that had 3 apples and 3 flowers in it, and 3 roses. And the basket was given to Theophilus, and he recognized right away what it was, and he recognized that this must have been true, and he wept bitterly, but he became a Christian because of this. He converted. And unfortunately for Theophilus, his life after that was very short-lived because once he was found out, he, just like Dorothy, was taken to be executed. It's an interesting story that talks about the power of prayer for others, even at their worst moment. Here she is, Dorothy, ready to give up her life. And instead of praying for some deliverance of herself, she wants a symbol, a sign of proof to be given to Theophilus that this is real. It's remarkable courage if you think about it. But it's why she is, if you look at stained glass windows or paintings, any iconography of Dorothy, she's depicted as holding either fruit like apples or roses or both, typically in a basket or on a dish of some sort. But that's why. It's because of the story of her prayer to convince Theophilus that she is going to, in fact, the garden of the bridegroom of Jesus. So she's represented with a basket with those items. But again, think about the devotion, the faith that this woman has. The idea that she's praying for others is just remarkable. She is invoked as one of, there are many, but one of the patron saints of gardeners, of florists, things of that nature. And even though, again, she was removed from the calendar in 1969, I would think I would ask you, I would suggest to you that you think about the example of Dorothy and pray with her, especially if you're a gardener, if you're a florist, or if you know or love somebody named Dorothy, to pray for intercession, to have that kind of courage of faith, to pray for the other. That would be remarkable. It'd be a great thing. And just as another personal aside, one of my very good friends, Pete Yeager's mom, was named Dorothy, and so this is her patron saint as well. So again, if you know or love somebody named Dorothy, perhaps you want to share this content with them. We'd love it if you'd subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook. But either way, thanks for tuning in every Friday for Fish on Fridays. Until next time, please be good to each other, and God bless.